Well, welcome. I appreciate everybody making the time to make it here. I think it's a great place to be on a Saturday morning with this much sunshine. And the idea is for you guys to network, to learn, to be able to associate yourself among the community, and to be able to project your ideas and your leadership skills while you are chasing down the career path that you are going to become. So this is the League of Korean Americans 5th annual mentorship event. The idea is for you guys to, again, to network, to learn from professionals, and not only that, to make contact with other individuals who are in the specific career field that you're going for. So I really look forward to you guys being able to get that network done and continue this relationship amongst the community. So if you look on the right there, we have the schedule, and obviously we're way off of it already. Okay, so we're going to try to make up some time as we go. The meet and greet opening remarks will begin very shortly. We're going to have the president of LOKA come forward, and then also the USA president come forward and speak on our behalf. And then we will have our great Consul General from the Korean Embassy who's here today to make time to give a small speech, and then after that we will introduce to you all the mentors. Okay, so if we can welcome Ms. Young-Ran Smith up to the front. Please give a round of applause.
So I would like to thank you everyone for coming today. For me, it's a great opportunity to have very first LOKA, League of Korean American Association of Howard County. This is our first mentoring leadership program. Thank you so much to the Korean Embassy who has funded this project. So enjoy today. We have a lot of great mentors out here. It's your time. So it's how you want to manage this time is all yours. Thank you.
And now I'd like to invite Mr. Young Dae Cho from the LOKA-USA president.
This is not the first one, it's the 5th mentoring day of LOKA anyway, but it's the first time in LOKA Howard County here. Ladies, gentlemen, everyone, also a group of Naval Academy students, welcome to LOKA 5th mentoring day 2018. It's a great honor to have a 5th annual mentoring day here at Howard County. This event is LOKA's one of the most focusing event, which is not only building students' success steps, but also developing future leaders. First of all, I respect distinguished mentors for your commitment and contribution to develop leadership and successful future of mentee students today. Also, I highly praise participating students for your right decision being as a mentee today. At the mentoring, you can see many choices of your future goals. I will ask you, be ambitious. Also remember a quote, man can do what a man has done. 사람이 한 일은 사람이 할 수 있다. Open your future door today widely and set up as far as you can go high. In the future, in 5-10 years later, please let us know of your success. Thank you, Consul General Kim Dong-ki and Korean Embassy for the support of this meaningful event. And thanks President Tae-soo Park of LOKA-MD, President Jang Young-Ran, and members of organizing committee of LOKA Howard County for your hard work for this event. Thank you, everyone.
And last but not least, I would like to invite our Korean Embassy General Counsel, Mr. Kim. Of course, sir.
Good morning. It is my great pleasure to be with all of you for the LOKA Leadership and Mentoring Seminar. I would like to express my gratitude to LOKA for organizing this meaningful event and thank all the mentors for readily coming to advise our next generation. I also welcome the students here today seeking know-how on success from respected mentors. We are all members of the regional community, and we are here with the identity of being indispensable members of this community. This gathering couldn't have been possible without the deep sense of this identity. This session is meant to pass down the experience and knowledge from the successful mentors in a variety of fields to the young generation. Today's mentors have kindly volunteered to hear the dreams, challenges, and concerns that are on your minds. I hope that you learn at least two things today. First, information about different professions and the paths that our mentors took when they were your age. And second, the mindset, motivation, and commitment it took to get where they are today. Especially, I hope students can learn how the mentors cultivated their potential and how they tackled the tough situation. I'm sure that these sessions will help guide you to success as you pursue your own careers. Lastly, I would like to encourage the young generations who are here today to love yourself. Abraham once said, success is going from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. At this moment, I can feel how much you are loved by this regional community. Each one of you is such a valuable member of our society. Remember to comfort and encourage yourself. In the future, there will be many hard times, but self-esteem is a source of your strength to overcome challenges. And when you are filled with self-love, that love will overflow to your community and neighbors. I hope this mentoring event will be a great opportunity for planning your success in life. And I believe your futures, your careers will be sunny like today's sky. And I wish you all the best luck and good health. Thank you.
Okay, so again, all the students from Howard County High School. Anybody from an outside county other than Howard County? Montgomery? What about high school students? High school and middle school, elementary? Great, okay, well welcome. Thank you for driving so far. I'd like to welcome the University of Maryland students here. I'd like to also welcome the Johns Hopkins University students as well. And of course, our United States Naval Academy. Thank you all for coming here to present yourself, to learn, to share. This mentorship event not is only for the mentors to share, but you also to share as well. You're going to see a lot of individuals here who are younger, who are older, and the idea is to learn from each other and pass on knowledge, because knowledge equals success, right? So please, when you are moving around the tables, talking to individuals, get each other's contacts and share. And that way we can all grow up together, and then one of you guys can buy me a real fancy car. I'm looking forward to that. Okay. So with that said, I'd like to introduce you our mentors for the day. Again, they're going to speak to you on specifically their fields. I'm just going to introduce their names. Please give them a big round of applause, because if you don't, they're not coming back. Okay? So big round of applause, please. I'm going to start from way on the right over there. Dr. Barnaby from USDA. Please welcome. we have Miss Lisa Kim from Tai Kim Law Office here in Ellicott City. Please give a round of applause, please. Mr. Park from Jasmine Tech. Sergeant Yi from the Howard County, Columbia here Army Recruiting Center. Mr. Kim from the Albert Kim CPA office here, Howard County. This is Miss Migo from Hair Talk in Ellicott City. Okay. She's representing Mr. Andy Lee. Dr. Lilio from USDA. Mr. Ho Chang from the Parkville High School. Okay, so now are we ready for a big game of musical chairs? You guys all know what that is, huh? You guys have to get out more. Okay, so what I mean by that is each mentor is going to grab a table, all right? And they're going to speak to you for about 5 minutes on what their profession is. You're going to listen. Save the questions that you're going to have because we have to get through the 10 mentors, and there's many of you here. I think we had almost 100 sign up, and we're just about full right now. So we are going to have each mentor grab a seat per table, and they're going to tell you about themselves. And then during lunch break, save all your questions. You're going to seek out that specific mentor, sit with the group, and ask away 10 billion questions. Okay? Really just ask away, so when they leave here, their brain is fried. Okay? Please do, all right? So mentors, if you can please stand up. Please grab a table that you'd like to sit at. So starting off, let's ask Mr. Ho Chang from the Parkville High School. Come on up, please. I did, I'm trying to be diverse. So the ladies first earlier, now let's gentlemen first.
Thank you. It was for me an honor to be here representing the education field with people. Some of you guys earlier that education is not a field that you want to go into. If you plan your goals, education is, I look at it, looking back my 12 years of teaching, we say rewarding career. It's a career if you look back and say, hey, I want to put an impact in the society. I want to make America or the society that I live in, I want to contribute to make that society a little bit better. And for me, every day, just even one student at the end of the day, look at me and says, Mr. Chang, thank you. I understood that lesson. Okay, that just makes my day. Okay, and when they smile. So, education, okay, for me, if you want to pursue, you have to, number one, enjoy kids, being around students, kids, have patience, and know your content. Okay. So if you have any questions concerning education, you could come see me anytime. I stepped into education because I enjoy teaching, and at the same time, I enjoy coaching. One of the first things I asked the principals when they said, hey, Mr. Chang, would you come to my school? I asked them, do you have an opening in the sports area for me to coach? And that is another of my passion, which is soccer and spring lacrosse. So, thank you for allowing me to be here today.
Next up, we will have Dr. Lilio.
I've been talking to you about what animal?
Chickens.
Good. But as I may have mentioned, my goal was not to treat chickens, but treat who? Humans. So a lot of colleagues that I met when I was in medical school in Detroit, Michigan at School of Medicine, Wayne State, I run into them once in a while at a meeting. And they would say, "What are you doing lately?" And he said, "Oh, I'm, cancer, I'm working on this great radiotherapy." I said, what are you doing, Nahian? "I work with the chickens." They said, "Why?" So I said, "Because I can get to do exciting studies, experiment, and I can take home for eating, dinner." That's a joke. I did not take, this is only for this room. I did not take any chickens I used for experiment to home, okay. So I am not gonna talk about science. Why? Because you just go online, click my name, and there's more than what you can handle. Sometimes I cannot handle. My family pictures out there, my name, everything is there, phone number. So I am not going to talk about it. Everything I did, I have 430 paper, 14 patent, it's all out there. So I'm not going to talk about it. What I'd like to talk to you, I am really impressed with all of you. I'm looking at, when they invited me today for mentorship, I said, okay, nothing wrong with being a high school student. But I said, okay, I'll tell them, come to my lab for some internship and you can go to, I had actually a guy who graduated my internship program at USDA. He went to Naval Academy, but he got accepted to all three, Navy, Army, or Air Force and everything. So I'm just saying, that's something is like being a scientist or whatever, is really how much you really want to be that, how much you put your hours, and you have to have certain talent. What I'd like to talk to you about today is leadership, okay? I recently read a book called True North. Does anyone know this book? It's written by Bill George, Professor Bill George, who's he's a professor at Harvard Business School. Harvard Business School, of course, is the top, most prestigious business school. What was interesting to me, I used to think that leaders are genetically programmed. So you may think, I can never be a leader because I am not genetically fit. I used to think that too. But that book really interviewed Bill Gates, they interview like Warren Buffett, all the famous people, the guy who actually CEO of Starbucks, if you like to go to Starbucks, what it says about being a good leader. I'm not talking about you running for Congress or you become a president of the United States. I'm saying you are becoming leader of wherever you are, whether it's a 4-people job, 200 people job, you become a leader. What does it mean? You want to be a supervisor? No. You can be a leader without this big heavy title. You are leading people by showing them who you are, your values, your who you are, you're representing that. I'm a scientist. I gave 300 invited talks, going through 13 different countries. Of course, they came to learn science from me. But to you, I'm going to say, become a leader wherever you are and reflect your values. Okay, so what did Bill George said about who is a good leader? If it's not genetic, what is that makes a good leader? They interviewed about 200 leaders of CEOs and government, officials. And what he concluded, the leadership, if you look at really truly good leader, is formed by his value system, the way he grew up, his environment, because everybody here, I talked to a few of you, are in a different environment. So why President Obama came from environment, he didn't have parents, he was raised by grandparents, and yet he was the first African-American president. What I'd like to tell you is that this meeting is about mentorship, right? You need to have a passion, whatever you do, that's important. But what I like to emphasize more is be a leader. And everybody can be a leader because your environment is so unique. Every one of you I met here today impressed me. Because I see a leader in every field that wherever you may end up, that you can contribute and give. Because there's always people less fortunate than you. You are very fortunate the fact that you participate in this program. You are very fortunate because you now have so many colleagues with very similar background, with similar ambition and similar passion. So that is what I want to tell you. Have a passion, be a leader. Thank you.
Mr. Albert Kim, please come on up, sir.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It was a pleasure for me to be here and be part of this program. And I'd like to thank President Young Smith for inviting me here. And to be honest, seeing all these people, young people, was really intimidating. It really made me feel how old I really am. So that was, but it was good. It was good. And I think I already talked to you about what I do, so I'll skip that. And but if you ever want to become an accountant or CPA in the future, you know, I'll be happy to provide internship or any other mentorship in the future. And what I'd like to just talk about quick is the, which we also work with our, you know, business owners, that maintaining balance in your life. So, of course, your job is very important because you're going to spend like 8 to 10 hours every day. So make sure you find a job that you enjoy, you really like doing. Second thing is it's important to find a mate so you can enjoy, start a family. So, but once you start the family, make sure you devote enough time and attention. You can't use work as an excuse to not to do that, and not to go to those little league games or, you know, practices. So make sure you spend enough time. Third thing is that make sure you know, save some time for social causes. Everyone might have different interests and different passion for that. So right now I volunteer for Sejong Scholarship Foundation, so I'm the president. So you know, that's, you know, you make sure you spend some time on that social volunteer work. And final thing is your faith. My faith is in Christianity, so whatever faith that you have, that's going to be a foundation for everything that you do, you know, family, work, and, you know, about who you are. So if you can maintain all those balances, juggle that, and, you know, generally you're going to be a happier person, be more joyful, and then people around are going to enjoy having you around, and you'll be serving, you know, others for good, you know, being a good friend. So those are the things that I like to tell everyone. Thank you very much.
Next time, Mr. Park, please.
All right, here's what I want to say for our future, you know, young entrepreneurs. Never limit yourself. Always think outside of your box and do something that's passionate. You know, do something that what you like to do. Don't limit yourself. And also, lastly, never chase after the money. Let the money come to you. All right.
Short for short. Okay, so this mentor here, she was not in the ad. We have to keep it classified that she was coming. Okay, again, because of the nature of her work. If you guys do not know who this lady is, again, she is Mrs. Luann Dimati. She was my mentor for many, many years and still is. Served at the highest level at the Pentagon, and we used to attend White House meetings together. So she's got extraordinary knowledge in internal cyber, IT, policy, military government, 35 plus years. So her being a Naval Academy grad, it was great for her to attend, and I'm sure she's got some great things to say, so please pay attention, all right? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon again. I talked about myself a whole lot already. I'm very humbled and honored to be here with all of you and all of my colleagues here, and thank you for inviting me. You know, to echo some things that you already heard, you know, work hard, continue to educate yourself and be self-directed in doing that. Have fun and leave the world a better place. Everything that you do, try to make it better. And the last thing I would say is I am so inspired by all of you. You know, just starting out, we've all been at the business for a long time now. You're going to have peaks and valleys. Just keep moving forward and making a positive contribution. And thank you so much for being here today and, you know, soaking up this part of it and listening to all opportunities that you can pursue. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay, so there were some remarkable speeches here, right? So there's nothing that I can top on that. As one of your mentors, the last thing that I want to tell you is, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, do not rush into something just because you think all your peers are ahead. I think that is one of the most serious mistakes I see young interns and students make is, oh, I gotta do this because my mom's friend's son is doing this. Or someone is doing that. That's a really hard peer pressure that we get from family. And I've been there, so I understand your situation in this world of fast information sharing society, right? So whatever you pick, take your time. Don't just rush into a degree and get in college debt because someone else is doing it. Make sure you figure out what you're trying to do, and hence this is the reason why for these mentorships. For you to go around within these high-value professional mentors who are going to give you the information that you need to say, yes, I want to go into IT, or no, I don't like that. And you get to network amongst each other. So don't just rush in because your friend is doing it, or your boyfriend is doing it, or whoever else is doing it. Do it for you, and please take your time and seek out information. Got it? All right, last but not least, thank you. Last but not least, we're going to have Ms. Smith come forward and give closing remarks.
Good afternoon. This is really emotional for me because LOKA's, as President Cha made a correction, it is actually the 5th LOKA Mentoring Leadership Program from the LOKA's perspective, but from Howard County's perspective, which I'm the president of it, this is very first mentoring leadership program. But I do want to tell you though, I was very blessed, really blessed, because many mentors have talked about leadership, talked about don't pursue money, don't pursue artificial things, and balance your life. But when I say I'm blessed, 30 years ago, I just finished my school, went into AARP. It used to be formerly known as American Association of Retired Persons. I was just programmer, IT, and I had a Korean, she was not a doctor, but she was in a high level of management. And first time when I met her, she actually came to Korea or to United States by boat, by ship, those days. Actually, I flew in to Hawaii, but she took the ship. So that was in the 50s she came. So she pursued her education and she's in the high place. So when I saw her, me being very fresh, I was very uncomfortable standing before her because I felt so small because she's so, high figurehead. So every time she comes to me, I would, kind of avoid her. I was so shy. I was so scared, per se. What if she asked me to do certain things? Even though she was not in my field, but I just know that she was in a senior management level. So And then year passed by, I think it's about 5th year, she actually came and she and I met at the elevator because it was like 20 storage buildings with 3,000 employees. Sometimes you can't really run into that person unless you really work in the same environment, same department. So she actually talked to me and said, "Hi, Young." Wow, inside of me, she actually acknowledged me. That was so different culture within Korean communities because she's elder than I am. First of all, she's elder than I am. She's a senior management. So I started talking to her, and then that day she became my mentor. She came to me, if you need any advice, you need anything, come in, my office door is open. So since then, probably not once a month, because we, in IT environment is very, very busy. We work 7 hours, normal people work 7 hours a day, but like me, I'm putting like 10 hours a day because the fact that I feel so focused. I want to know what I'm doing in my area so that my boss comes ask me, what are you doing? I would be able to say, what I'm doing. I would be able to make a sense to him, what kind of projects I'm working on. No, I'm just, because I'm, thank you. It's simply because I'm so emotional today because the fact that I didn't have those things that you actually have, fortunate enough to be here today and talking to various mentors that you get to have that opportunity. I didn't. But even it took me one person to talk to, it took me 5 years because of the cultural differences and because of the different nature of things, because I didn't have leadership. I was scared to be in front of people. So as you work for one company for 25 years, a lot of people, they retire at that level. They don't raise their bars high enough to go up, simply because a lot of people feel that they can't speak in front of a lot of people. They get scared. So when you have a project reporting, you don't have anything to say. You're just quiet. So I say to you, you don't have to finish. You don't have to go to work and learn the leadership and the things. You can learn it today by volunteering in the communities. Who said something about life balance? One of the mentors said, Mr. Kim, yes, we need to balance that. You need to have short-term and long-term strategies. You need to check back, self-back and see yourself, am I meeting my short-term strategies? Am I long-term? You constantly check that in your life to see if where I'm going is right. If you know you're not happy, obviously you're not going in the right direction. And the commitment, I'm also very disappointed today because I had 85 students registered. I was excited that I get to meet all these 85, and you can see some of the 20-some people didn't make it today. Oh wow, they're missing a lot of things out today. But commitment is important. If you commit to do something, don't say yes and then not walk in it. We need to do the talk, walk the walk. I think that's one important. Again, I am blessed because I had a mentor. I didn't think that I had one, but she's my only mentor. She actually lived me for almost 30 years, and she retired 10 years ago, and then right after that I retired. Because the fact that you need to check, self-exam where you're going, your path is. I retired at 53. I'm sorry, I retired too early. So I give myself to a volunteering community service. I'm an advocate of youth groups, advocate of LOKA, what they stand for. We want to work out senior citizens, make sure they live quality life so they can live long. So you guys can do the same thing. I'm so proud of myself. Not only that, I am so happy that God has given me this opportunity. So you can do that. Yes, you're very young. Yes, but you need to put a step-by-step process and short-term and long-term, and commitment and leadership. I did say too much, didn't I? But anyway, thank you so much for all your time today, and then hopefully next year we'll be able to do a better job. Thank you.
So that 25 that didn't come, Miss Smith, I will find them. And I will handle it. All right. Who said that? You have no idea, sweetheart. All right. So. All right. I'm trying to liven up the mood. You guys look a little tired. I know it's been a long morning, so we're gonna wrap it up with some certificates to the mentors. When we call them up, please. Yes, sir. What's your question, sir?
Okay. Is it possible, if you want to, any of your mentors, I appreciate your being here. And that's the one phrase, if you give to these mentees, that's the one phrase you can give at this time for your future goal. You can offer to the mentees at this moment. I don't know whoever wants to say one phrase to the mentees.
Any fantastic Aristotle quotes
That's my
that
question.
you mentors may have? Yes, sir. Please.
I have one. This is a phrase that I have posted in my room, in my classroom. Today's preparation determines tomorrow's success.
So make a Korean sound. Oh, come on, guys. Tired.
Are you looking at me?
Anybody out there. It can be you. It can be somebody else.
Follow your dream.
Follow your dreams. Mr. Kim is searching drastically.
I'm just going to say, be true to yourself.
Oh, wow.
Be true to yourself. Roger that. Mr. Park?
I already said it.
Show me the money. No? Go ahead, sir, Mr. Park. Go again.
Don't chase after money, let the money come to you.
Excellent. Do not chase the money. Ms. Luann, please.
Strive for excellence in everything you do.
Excellent. Strive for excellence. And that is a big military terminology as well. We strive for excellence, right? Military veterans, I don't know if you got your hands up. Let me see my military veterans here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. 4, soon to be 5 soon. 6, thank you, ma'am. Yes, 35 plus years. Oh, one more, absolutely.
It's a paraphrase from a movie, but by every transgression and every kindness, you birth your future. So all of those little things that you do every single day add up and contribute to the way you act and work and move through your life. So be kind and be good.
And mine is life is a turtle race, literally. Okay, don't think that if you sprint now it's going to be always perfect. Okay, take your time. And lastly, don't lead by pointing and pushing. Lead by getting in front and showing them what to do. Deal? All right. All right. So now we're going to move on to the appreciation certificates. So if we can have the presidents please come forward, we'll present them to the mentors. Now again, one person was under classified mission, so she does not have it, but we will give her one when it's due time, ma'am. Okay. Pentagon was very serious about keeping it concealed, so can't even put it in the papers. All right, so we can grab the certificates, please. We'll call them by one. Okay, so first up, we'd like to call Mr. Albert Kim. Again, sir, thank you so much for your time and dedication to LOKA. The president of LOKA-USA would like to present the certificate to you for your time, mentorship, and your guidance. Thank you so much. Please give a big round of applause, guys.
Albert Kim, for your outstanding contribution and dedicated service as a mentor for leadership development and successful future of young students of LOKA-HC's annual Leadership and Mentoring Day 2018 on 10th of November 2018. Thank you for your contribution.
Big round of applause, guys. Come on, come on. He might give you a job one day. You should really clap loud.
Dr. Ramson Liloy.
Dr. Lilio.
very much.
앞으로 보고.
Ho Chang,
Mr. Ho Chang from Parkville High School.
saying thank you.
앞으로 좀.
Mr. Park, come on forward, sir.
Baksu sir, thank you for your contribution.
Last but not least, Ms. Luann.
Sungjae Lee,
I mean, Ms. Luann here.
Yeah, just, we're gonna make her one.
We're gonna make her one. This is a good chance to. Thank you.
Sungjae Lee,
Can you stand?
thank you.